Mathews Lift X 2025 low poundage female bow build. Got that earth riser, black limbs, seafoam bowstring. I picked that shit out. Yes, Daniel, it's seafoam. 29.5 axle to axle Lift X. Hopefully this video helps somebody out there looking to build a bow for their wife or low poundage. I got friends that reach out to me this year. They have wives, girlfriends that have an elk tag, and they ask me, you know, what did I do? What was the setup? What did I like? What did I not like about her setup last year? So we'll go over all of that. Hopefully this helps somebody. I went down the rabbit hole last year before I built this thing and looked on YouTube, and there was a few things out there that were pretty good. I got some stuff out there. Most of the time what I found was, you know, either females shooting 55, 60 pound draw, which is not us, them girls on the juice. So I had to kind of pretty much come up with my own, and this is what we landed on. Video's coming out, see how it did. So first things first, got the bow, ordered a bowstring, ABB bowstring right off the bat. Yes, Mathews comes with match grade bowstrings. Are they good? I personally haven't had any success with that. I've had a handful of them, shoot a couple hundred arrows, they stretch, that's part of it, I get it. But bow comes out of time, put them back in spec, shoot them again, a couple hundred arrows, stretch again. Frustrating if you're trying to sight in, make a sight tape, and just kind of get things going before, you know, you have to put 1,000 arrows through the bow before it settles. I say don't waste the time. I just cut to the chase right now. Put on a good aftermarket custom string. They make a bunch of them out there. I've had good luck with ABB. Gas are great, threads are great. Any custom is gonna be great. So first thing I do, new bowstring, ABB. After that, let's talk about how I ordered the bow and got it down to specs. So she ended up shooting 43.5 pounds. So what I did was we ordered the bow with 55 pound mods to her draw, okay? It came at 55 pounds. Obviously she didn't shoot that. So I'm not gonna tell you guys how to get your bow down to whatever safely. That you guys gotta do your own research. I personally, backed it out 4 turns, and I think it's got some to spare, but I was comfortable with 4.5 turns after the research and stuff I did. So I was able to get the bow down from 55 to 42, and then she eventually ended up shooting at 43, I believe. I turned it up on her a lot, and then she'd be like, that's too hard, whatever, but I slowly increased her poundage without telling her. I broke it. You can't see that. That's 43 pounds. So, 43 pounds. Is it good enough to kill an elk? We'll see. So string, mods, now you know how to get it to 44 pounds or wherever you want to go from there. Stabilizer, I'm going to talk about that. Sight, why did I choose this sight? Excel driver. I have had good luck with the landslides and the driver. Obviously, this sight housing is top notch. We went with 5-pin, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Some people are going to say, oh, is that too far to shoot? Maybe for you, but I'd rather have too many pins than not enough. So as you can see here, the size of her pin gap, okay? So yeah, it does take up a lot of the sight housing, but you got to practice, you get used to it. That's part of the deal. I'll give you guys how I have her indicator pin set up. You can see that right there. Her middle indicator is 40, her bottom indicator is 60. Okay, she's too big of pin gaps to have a top indicator at 20, so she's just got to go 40, 60. The other thing I do for is since you do have these big old pin gaps, right? Bottom pin being 60. Since you have these big old pin gaps, it's difficult for low poundage people to gap shoot because the pin gap difference is so wide. So what I do is on my bow and hers is most people have a zero stop at 20, okay? I have the zero stop at 15. Why do I do that? So that way, if she has to shoot 55 or 45, in this case, let's say she has to shoot 55, she just simply takes her bottom pin, dials it up to 55, sends it. Bang. And then now her middle pin indicator is 35. So she can, if she knows the exact yardage, if she has time, water hole, it doesn't always work out that way, but if you have time to dial to the exact yardage, you can do so without having a pin gap. So that's a big advantage there. So there's a lot of good sites out there. Obviously the driver, read about it, do your research. I love them. MX2 rest, basic all integrated Mathews stuff. Solo clicker, stand solo clicker. She really likes it. She shot well with it. So that is about it in regards to the bow. So now move on to arrows. VAP 4mm gamer. So we're going with 500 spine. So 42 pounds, 500 spine, 4mm arrow. Vane setup. AAE Air Razor 26s. These are the lighted nocks we ran. These are the deep power. What are these? Deep power. Not the other ones. Deep power. These. I've had good luck with them. Shot a couple animals with them before. Some of you seen that shit. Yeah, they fly pretty good, man. Even with these nocks, they fly pretty good. So, as for the vanes, once again, vanes, pretty big vane. Air Razor 26. I was in contact with Nick Fisher at AAE, aka Vane Father. You like that shit, Nick? He told me something interesting, man. He said that you need to, anytime you cut down an arrow to a certain length, I forget what it was, but it was sub whatever her arrows are. They're like 25, 26 inches, I forget. He said that you have to throw a bigger vane on the back end, even to steer a smaller fixed blade broadhead. Something about it. I trusted him. So I ran the 23s initially. These are AAE 23s. I had her shooting these and she shot well with them and they grouped okay. They grouped okay with them, but these actually grouped great, which you would expect. But he said it was something to do primarily with the length of the arrow because it was so short. So we went with the Air Razor 26s. They worked great. The only thing I don't like about the Air Razor 26s, lack of memory. You see all these waves in them. If something happens, if they stick in a target, if they get left in your car or something like that, they get all wavy and curly. Not like my hair. I don't like my hair how I like my arrows or my veins. I don't like waves in them or curls. So this year, excuse me, I think when I fletch her new arrows, if we end up going with the 26s again, I'm gonna have them in this hybrid material. These are badass. They you can send them through targets. You can do whatever you want. They can be left in a target, fold them up. As soon as they come out, they bounce back to memory. Sweet. Love it. Perfect. I don't really know what the major difference is material-wise. I think these are quieter, stiffer, so that maybe they steer a little bit better. But if there's not a major difference, I'm going with the hybrid, just because I can't stand the waves, and I don't know, I would have to think it affects flight at some point, so no go on that. As for the weight of her arrow, .341.6. Too light? I think not. I'd go lighter, to be honest with you. If I can get her in the 315, 320s, somehow, I haven't found a way to, if somebody knows, hit me up. She's running 50 grain outserts right there. If I can get them to 30 somehow, I'd love it. It'd be perfect. So a little bit lighter arrow, I would try it for sure. Broadhead, Evolutionoutdoors Jekyll, as advertised. Fly like field points. Pretty damn straight. They fly really, really well. We were able to broadhead tune for her out to 60 yards. That's her max. She was able to shoot broadheads for over a month before the hunt, every single day at 60 yards. She was super confident. They flew great. How'd they do? Wait and see what the video says. I thought they performed flawless, as advertised. Flew great, penetrated great, okay? 43-pound bow, 340 grain arrow, 241 feet per second. Hit them in the sweet spot, pass through all the way to the far side hide. I'll post that video up here. Did its job. Downside, very little blood. We had no blood. Now that's not to say that's the broadhead's fault. In my experience, any fixed blade is going to give you a lack of blood. Okay, that's just part of the deal. You trade off penetration for blood. I don't care what you say, whatever. Argue about it. It's a debate. In the broadhead's defense, we shot him in a rainstorm, a light rainstorm at the time. Gave him ample time, as you should do. Came back, it was still raining. It had been raining for a couple hours. We found no blood. Is that the broadhead's fault? I couldn't tell you. That's just a scenario we ran into, one of the worst storms in September last year. So with that and a whole bunch of tracks and no arrow, very difficult to find the elk. He didn't go far. He went 400 yards, but even if it was dry, I don't think we would have found a lot of blood. So only negative, if I would say anything, to this broadhead. But the positive is flies great and penetrates as advertised. So that's a wrap on the actual setup. You guys got the bow, 43 pounds, Lift X, Mathews Lift X, 340 grain arrow, 241 feet per second. You got the broadhead, you got the vanes, you got the knock. How'd it do? We'll see. Pretty cool. We were able to build a bow from the ground up, shoot it, test it, put it in the field, get some data on it. We got some results. Stay tuned.